Welcome, Soul Sisters. It's Julie Norman, the Body Image Guru from bodykarmahealing.com. This is Chakra 2 video, Svadisthana. If you've been following my chakra blog, Wheels of Wellness, I want you to be sure to go back and read the first two blogs, the introductory blog and the first blog on Muladhara. Those are both text. This is my first live video blog. So I'm so pleased that you're here with me today. This is a wonderful gift for you to be giving me your time, your space, and opening me into your healing path. So, the second chakra. This is a biggie when it comes to healing body image and food. The first three chakras are really the areas that we get stuck, congested, blocked, that affect body image and food the most. So coming back down into this foundation is so important. The second chakra, the second energy center, is located in the whole pelvic region. So the lower belly, from a little above the navel down to the pubic bone, and all around your side body, your hips, and your lower back. It is associated with the color orange. So think about a really beautiful orange hibiscus flower. It is associated with the element of water. So coming up from the first chakra, the element of earth, we come into the element of water. So we come from foundation, stability, groundedness, into movement and flow. This is a chakra most associated with the divine feminine. And those of you that know me know that's one of my favorite topics. It has everything to do with women and their bodies, women and food, women being their fullest selves. So here's what the challenge is. Think about that area of the body, the lower belly. I've treated eating disorders clients for years, and I hear over and over again, I see them place their hands on their lower belly, grab and pull and push, and say, I need to get rid of this, to get rid of that part of their body. It's why women take laxatives. They're trying to flatten, they're trying to cleanse, they're trying to get everything out of that area of the body. Tummy tucks. We associate power with having a flat stomach in this culture. But that's because what's really there, this chakra, while the first chakra has to do with our physical identity, this is the place we come into our emotional identity. So take a moment to pause and consider the relationship our culture has with emotions. What happens when you're emotional? You need to get it together. You're having a breakdown. You're losing it. You're out of control. We don't exactly have a healthy, welcoming, nurturing relationships with emotions, with that feminine aspect of ourselves. So to survive in a more masculine culture, women have suppressed emotions. And so when we start to have emotions, this is really where they begin, not in the mind and not in the heart. Energetically, emotions begin at Svadisthana. And if we let those come on up and be expressed, most of the people around us can't handle that. We believe myths about emotions that we can't handle it, that feeling our emotions is what causes us trouble, what causes us suffering. Even in the realm of disordered eating, there's a myth that the emotions are what cause the self-harming behaviors. But if you think about it, it's actually trying to not feel the emotions that gets us into trouble. When we starve or we stuff, we are blocking the emotions from coming up at the third chakra, which you have to tune in for next time. So we're trying to keep those emotions down, and that battle happens just above the second chakra at the physical stomach. So your work this week is to start opening and letting go at the second chakra. The very first thing I want you to practice is connecting the heart with the second chakra. And I know you can't see down to my lower belly, but I'm placing my thumb at my navel, the thumb of my left hand at my navel, and just resting my hand lightly on my lower belly. If this is just beyond your comfort zone, you can hold your hand a few inches away from your body, but just start to connect to that space out and around the physical area of this second power center. And just close your eyes for a moment and practice Dirga breath, complete breath. So we breathe in for at least 3 full seconds. We exhale at the same pace. And I want you to just, in your mind, feel the connection between the palm of the lower hand and the palm of the top hand. And as it's comfortable, take the awareness in deeper into the skin of the lower belly. You can even start to go in deeper to imagining those power centers of the uterus and the ovaries. The second chakra aligns with creativity. This is where really big ideas start, down in your body. Your mind just registers them. You could use something a little more creative to imagine. You can imagine a swirling spiral of energy. You could imagine what it looks like when a raindrop hits the surface of still water and flows out. But anything to just start reawakening your connection to this energy center. Now, what you might experience, even just talking about your lower belly, is anxiety right away. And remembering the fat experience. The fat experience is fear, anxiety, and tension. And that's what lies right above the surface of emotions that haven't been healed, that have been repressed, that have been kept in the dark. So it's completely natural. We don't always feel good doing yoga. It's hard because it's healing. So if that's your experience, feel free to keep your awareness a little more up in the heart center, but you're still just holding that hand down in front of your lower belly. But breathe into your heart, and to the extent you can, feel the breath physically fill you up all the way down below the lungs into that pelvic region. And feel it draw back up and out. You may even want to invite some things hanging out there to come up through the heart and release through the breath. The second chakra also relates to our sexuality. So again, it's a really difficult area to go into if you have experienced negative things around your sexuality. Again, it's another reason we want to get rid of our lower belly. Get rid of that feminine energy. It makes us feel vulnerable. So always be kind of compassionate with yourself around any resistance to these practices. Lastly, main point around this chakra before I go into your practices is it has to do with sensuality as well as sexuality, pleasure. And think about our relationship to food in terms of pleasure. There is a huge guilt complex that we've been fed around enjoying food. And it feeds into that fear we experience at the root chakra. If we enjoy something, it triggers that fear and anxiety and that tension. We feel guilty and we fear being out of control because we're enjoying something. That comes from a lot of different places, that belief that if we enjoy something, we're never going to stop doing it. And look how that parallels to if I feel my feelings, they're never going to stop. They're going to take me over. I will become sad forever. I will be angry forever. Whatever. So when we're imbalanced in that second chakra, we experience a lot of guilt around our bodies, around food, and around enjoying life, and around taking care of ourselves. Svadisthana translates to one's own home. Sweetness is another part of the translation. Now we're going to segue into some practices in addition to the breath practice, some movement pieces you can do to help heal, balance, reopen that second chakra.